Okay, so as we're in algebra, our teachers keep telling us and reminding us how to use FOIL, and it gets to the point where we think FOIL is the answer to everything. And I have to remind you that sometimes we aren't able to use FOIL. FOIL is only, you can only use FOIL when you have something like m plus n times a plus b. That is to say, when both of your factors are binomial, so one, two of them in here, right? So, and to be a binomial, remember, it has to be separated by either a plus sign or a minus sign. So here's an example, a really simple example that people struggle with, and it shows up over and over, and the teachers can't figure out why, because the student keeps trying to figure out why they can't use FOIL, but you can't. So let's take a look at this. So 2x squared y times the quantity 3x minus y. Remember, we have the distributive property of multiplication over addition, and that's all we're going to use here. So all I intend to do is just distribute this first thing. I'm just going to be really careful about how I do it. I'm going to multiply this times this, and then this times this. So this is what it looks like to me. When I multiply these first two pieces, let me just show you this and see if this makes any sense to you. Hopefully it will help, because it really freaks people out. We have 2x squared y times 3x. And all I'm saying to you is this. I'm not going to distribute these things. I'm just going to rearrange this, because there's something called the commutative property of multiplication, which means you can move the pieces around. A really stupid example, but simple, would be that 2 times 3 is exactly the same as 3 times 2. It doesn't matter what order I put it in. Or how about this? 4 times 3 times 2. 4 times 3 times 2. No matter what order I multiply them in, as long as I don't distribute, as long as I'm not putting one to the next, that is, as long as I'm not going 2 times 3 and then 2 times 4. As long as I only multiply once, it doesn't matter what order. So if I do 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24. If I did it the other way, I'd get 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. Or I could do 3 times 2 is 6, times 4 is 24. Or 3 times 4 is 12, times 2 is 24. No difference. So all I'm going to do is move these pieces around, and so you can see how I'm getting my answer. I'm going to take this 2. Can only use it once, times this 3, can only use it once, times 3, times x squared times y. Right? It really helps me to see what it is I'm doing. So 2 times 3 is 6, x times x squared is x to the third, times y is 6x to the third y. Hopefully that makes really good sense to you, because this is really crucial that we get this. So I get 6 x cubed y. Now I got 2 times negative 1, so negative 2 x squared, but y times y is y squared, isn't it? And that's the whole thing. I know, especially when people are first in algebra, this is something that really, really throws them off. And what I would really recommend to you is you just mess around with numbers and see why this is true, and it will make it a lot easier. A lot of times professors and teachers will tell you what to do, but sometimes not why. So this is why we do it, and this is why it works. Hope this is helpful to you. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Your comments are always welcome. Ciao.